Meet Phantom, a 5'11" 180-pound humanoid robot designed to become the next generation of the American soldier. This machine is not a prop from a science fiction film or a mere laboratory curiosity. It is a sophisticated piece of hardware built for the rigors of the modern battlefield. Behind this ambitious project is Foundation, a San Francisco-based robotics firm led by Mike LeBlanc and Sunket Patak. LeBlanc is a former Marine and Harvard business graduate who brings a tactical perspective to the tech world, while Patak is an accomplished electrical and computer engineer who began coding at the age of 12. Together, they are navigating a path that many in the robotics industry have explicitly avoided by unabashedly pursuing the weaponization of humanoid machines. The philosophy at Foundation is rooted in the belief that technology is a tool whose morality is defined by its user. LeBlanc compares the situation to a shotgun, noting that while such a weapon is terrifying in the hands of a criminal, it can be a godsend in the hands of a sheriff. This perspective is central to their mission of bringing humanoid robots to the front lines. However, the founders are not blind to the risks. Patak acknowledges that the technology is a double-edged sword, and that any tool powerful enough to do great good can also be used for evil. He believes that being aware of these fears is a positive thing, as it forces the creators to deal with the technology responsibly rather than pretending the risks do not exist. Inside their San Francisco laboratory, the team at Foundation is constantly pushing Phantom to its physical and digital limits. They test the robot software and hardware in grueling environments to improve its reliability and balance. During demonstrations, engineers often subject the robot to the push test, where they attempt to knock it over to see how quickly its internal systems can compensate and maintain an upright posture. Even when the robot suffers an untimely fall, the team views it as a vital learning opportunity. They recently integrated a software upgrade that utilizes artificial intelligence to boost stability, making the latest version of Phantom significantly sturdier and more capable of navigating uneven terrain than its predecessors. The financial momentum behind Foundation is significant, with the company already securing at least $18 million in United States military contracts. These agreements span the Army, Air Force, and Navy, focusing initially on research, equipment assembly, and the transport of supplies. However, the scope of their work is expanding. The company is in active discussions regarding the use of these robots on the battlefield for more direct roles. This could include acting as a translator for soldiers in foreign territories, leading high-stakes rescue operations, and even firing weapons in combat scenarios. To address the ethical concerns surrounding autonomous killing machines, Foundation emphasizes a strict human-in-the-loop policy. In every discussion with military personnel, the company insists that a human operator must approve every single pull of a trigger, mirroring the protocol used for drone strikes. Under this framework, artificial intelligence would control how the robot moves and functions, but a human would remain the ultimate decision-maker regarding the use of force. This distinction is critical to their argument that they are enhancing human capabilities rather than replacing human judgment with an algorithm. The global landscape is also driving the urgency of this development. Foundation is already working with the government of Ukraine to send 2 of its robots to the war-torn region for military reconnaissance. This deployment serves as a real-world test of the technology in a high-stakes environment. Meanwhile, the United States is not the only nation making strides in this field. At a military parade in Beijing last year, China showcased robot wolves, which are 4-legged machines perched on armored vehicles. Additionally, the Chinese company UBTech released footage of over 100 humanoid robots marching in unison, and state television has showcased machines performing martial arts while wielding weapons. This international competition has sparked a heated debate among ethicists. David Decuz, a professor at Santa Clara University who has researched the ethics of war for 30 years, warns that arming robots creates a problematic shift in responsibility. He argues that when a robot is involved in a decision involving human life, the accountability becomes diminished. He views the current trend as a race to the bottom that the United States should not necessarily pursue just because other nations are doing so. This sentiment is shared by several of Foundation's top competitors, who famously reportedly signed an open letter pledging never to weaponize their humanoid robots due to the potential risks to humanity. Mike LeBlanc remains unmoved by these criticisms, drawing on his 8 years of active duty in the Marines. Having served tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, he has experienced the loss of fellow soldiers firsthand. He recalls a specific incident in Afghanistan where a sniper team was lost, leading to a 72-hour search involving hundreds of Marines in highly contested areas. LeBlanc believes that if he had a humanoid robot alongside him during those years, the outcome could have been different. To him, there is no tool he is unwilling to provide to American soldiers if it has the potential to save lives and bring them home safely. While the battlefield is the most controversial application, Phantom is already proving its utility in the industrial sector. Over the past year, the automotive giant Stellantis has utilized these robots on its assembly lines in Atlanta. In this environment, Phantom can perform the tasks of 3 people by working 24-hour shifts without fatigue. This aligns with the long-standing industry goal of using robots for the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs that humans are often reluctant to perform. By taking over repetitive and hazardous tasks, the robots are helping to streamline manufacturing and improve safety on the factory floor. The scale of production at Foundation is set to explode in the coming months. What was once an empty headquarters is being transformed into a high-volume manufacturing cell. The company plans to use its own robots to assist in the construction of even more units, creating a self-sustaining production cycle. Their goal is to produce close to 30,000 robots by the end of next year, a target that would represent a massive leap in the integration of humanoid machines into society. As the technology matures and the production lines ramp up, the presence of these machines will likely become a common sight in both industrial and military settings. As the line between science fiction and the modern battlefield continues to blur, the arrival of autonomous humanoid soldiers may be the most consequential shift in the history of human conflict. Thanks for watching.